Alright, I have to apologize for something right away. Not about what I said regarding Mega Extra Drill, that thing looks stupid as hell. No, I have to apologize for covering another Wondrous Patch deck. Look, I've been trying desperately to find a good Mega Gengar EX deck. At this point, I'm not sure such a thing exists. I'll keep trying when Phantasmal Flames is out properly on Thursday, but for now, Wondrous Patch is turning into the most versatile new card from the Gengar and Diancie Mega Battle decks. And one of the best pairings for Wondrous Patch is Lillie's Clefairy EX. If both benches are full, Clefairy's dealing 220 damage for a Psychic and a Colorless. It's slightly underwhelming, sure, but attach a Lillie's Pearl, now it gives up one less prize. And in tandem with Mystery Garden, which is less a garden and more just a fountain, you can draw a ton of cards while also activating Wondrous Patch. Plus, it hits Dragon types for weakness. To get around the low damage output, I thought about pairing it with Froslass. A stroke of genius, if I do say so myself. Froslass softens them up, and you can heal your own Pokemon with Moonlit Hill, which we all thought would be a mainstay in Gardevoir. Clearly that didn't happen. I also have a list with Area Zero you can find in the description, and even one that focuses more on Uxie and Azelf. But no matter which build you choose, remember to always give your Clefairies a Pearl Necklace. I think this is a good start. Okay, so I don't think we go for the turn 1 KO here. We're just going to go Lillie's Pearl, attach there. Yeah, I guess I play with my balls. And we, unfortunately, go and get a Snorunt. Don't want to get a Snorunt, but that's kind of what we got to do here. And then Lillie's Determination. So we're playing the long game. This is Zard. They have a Badoo. We have to play with our balls. That's always a fun thing to do. Let's go get Natu. There is no shot in hell they get the knockout on the Clefairy this turn, right? They're going to be a butt face. They're going to take their time. We'll be fine. Yeah, so it's going to be a little confusing. I have to sort of separate the cards, and I'll do like a recap at the end of the video of which cards are coming out in January, which cards are coming out in March. Because if it has an I in the bottom left, that will be part of the January set, because the January set is the last set of 2025. Just go with it. And then the set at the end of March is the first set of 2026, despite being the second set of 2026, but it's the first set of the 2026 release calendar schedule, despite us currently being in the 2026 competitive format. Just don't worry about it, okay? It'll all make sense during my video, and this is not a thinly veiled way to goad you into... That's not very nice. Wait, this is pretty funny, though. It'd be real nice if you could play cards, wouldn't it? Oh, hello. Okay, so we just knock out the Badoo. Yeah, they'll get to draw some cards. That's fine. But I get to do more things to them. You know, what I learned from Legends ZA is that I'm really good at sneaking up on unsuspecting women. What the hell is this crap? I mean, there's no way they Iono me, right? There's no way they Iono me. Yeah, if you ever wanted to play a game that teaches you how to sneak up on women without them knowing and then getting an advantage in life because you did that, play ZA. It really teaches you how to sneak up on women. So, you know, you learn valuable life lessons from it. All right, so they have to get a... Oh, my God. They have to get a Zard. Of course, they get the Jamming Tower. Ah, this game. Where are my stadiums? I'm seeing a million cards. They're just seeing a Zard. But we can definitely... And there's the Iono. Well, that's great. Okay, there's a Xatu. There's another Froslass. There's a Fezandipiti. Okay, so... I know we have an Air Balloon. I think worst case scenario, we just sacrifice the Xatu in this situation. Yeah, but you can't sneak up on men and, you know, take off their socks. Because, I mean, they must be so uncomfortable having to wear them. It's unfortunate. I really wish they'd add that for Gen 10. You know, if they add Gen 10... Okay, that's bad. The Dragapult is bad, but we do one-shot Dragapult very easily. It's just they have to, you know, put it into play at the right time. And I really don't want to Iono them. That would be less than ideal. Yeah, oh man, this is so tough. Like, I think we have to go for the potential. We have to go for the potential upside here. Right? I have to just go for Xatu, try to get the KO. I have to, I think, put the Fez in play. We got 4 energy. Yeah, we got to play with our rod. So we got to go 1, 2. I put the Fez down. We don't put the Mew down quite yet. But like, all we need is, we don't even need that much. We just, oh, we need more than that. We don't even need that much, but we do need more than that. Okay. I guess I Fez first. That, I think, does it, right? I believe that gets us the knockout. Because attach, yeah. So that gets us, well, that doesn't get us the knockout, but it gets us an attack at least. There's a counter catcher, which we currently cannot use. Okay, great. Let's go get a Snorunt. And we Wondrous Patch to the Mimikyu. I Earthen Vessel the Nest Ball. Go get an energy. Okay, things are coming up Millhouse. Things are coming up Millhouse right now. The question is, do I put the Clefairy down in this situation knowing that they're probably going to have it like that? And the answer is hell yes. The answer is hell yeah, bro. Yeah, let's do it, bro. And Karusu, you are not subbed. You're not allowed to say bad words. I just did 240, baby. I just did 240 because I'm that good at this game. Oh, man. Okay, so Zard will get melted away by Froslass. You get 1 swear word a month if you're subbed, but you have to pay for the sub. The gifter gets the swear word. You know, you got to pay me money to say bad words. But yeah, see, I knew they weren't going to get it. That is how just tuned in I am to this game, is I know that my opponent doesn't have it. If they don't have Pidgeot EX set up, Charizard can't do anything. Meanwhile, I'm the best. But you have to, it's like, remember in, you know how in PG-13 movies, you're only allowed 1 swear word? So you have to be very careful, like, which swear word you use. That is the strat here with Trust Your Pilot's channel, is you get 1 swear word a month. You have to be very careful about which one it is. Okay, there's no way we lose this, right? There's absolutely no shot we lose this game at this point. We're going to Fez first. We're going to get a Clefairy. We're going to do all the things. We're going to get Moonlit Hill absolutely goated and throated. Okay, we're going to oh my god, PDCGL. We're going to get a oh my god, we got Clefairy and Legacy Energy. This is so much better. Okay, and then, yeah, we accelerate to the Clefairy. You're seeing this. You're seeing how Trust Your Pilot builds his decks. Okay, and then we're going to put that there. The question is, I think we knock out the Pidgey, right? I go counter catcher the Pidgey, because that's our biggest concern. And then we go Lilies for 6. We're going to get another Froslass. Goated. Just calling my shots all day. And then I believe we save the Moonlit Hill for next turn. Then again, yeah, I think we have to save the Moonlit Hill just in case. Because how many, I've played with my rod once, so we still have a rod and a Night Stretcher. Because you give up so few prizes, you have to be very careful about your rods, and you can't drain your rod too quickly. Did you just notice that Charizard went from 300 damage to 290 to 300? Because again, PDCGL, super duper well-made game. One of the most well-made games of all time. You know, other developers are jealous of this game for how well good made it is. You know, you look at the patch notes for Tuesday's update. Look at the bottom there. Fixed an issue where the active Pokemon was disappearing. Where the game's almost 4 years old, and there's issues where cards just disappear, and where cards get placed on top of each other. It's just such an embarrassment of a game, isn't it? Just such an embarrassment of a game. I didn't include the patch notes in my free decks video. Yeah, that's actually, no, that's great. Yeah, go for the Fez. I literally win the game now. That's literally GG. That's game over. They cannot win. I have just won the game, and I bet they feel sad. Yeah, I liked when cards hover in the air. So are you ready to see this? How Trust Your Pilot's about to absolutely decimate them? And you want to see the Moonlit Hill? How do you stop your Pokemon from getting knocked out by Froslass? Well, you use Moonlit Hill. Would you look at that? Trust Your Pilot, absolutely goated. He's the #1 goat. And would you look at that? And they wouldn't even take any prizes. That's the other cool thing, is they wouldn't have taken a single prize. So even if they did do the thing, the game would have been over unless they had a Gust card. And we know they ain't got no Gust cards. Because would you look at that? 4 prize turn. And they got nothing on my Clefairy. They would have taken 0 prizes. GG. Well, that would explain why we couldn't find Moonlit Hill. So again, the strategy, it was crazy in my brain. I was like, hey, what if we paired Clefairy with Froslass and then never face any Dragon decks, but still win because my Clefairy, see, this is the layered thing I think they were talking about in the patch notes. That Clefairy is a Charizard EX because, again, PTCGL, super well-made game. Another horrible matchup for us. Who could have suspected such a thing? Yeah, I heard they have higher quality love dolls in Japan, so I can't blame you for that. The love dolls in Japan are just a million times better. And Zach, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, love dolls and love hotels are super cheap, and they don't ask questions, which is great. So you can take that love doll into a love hotel, and no one minds. Wait, why is the... Oh, okay, yeah, I never thought about that, oh yeah, and Reshiram gets a weakness. You got the dust balls. That's a dust ball, right? 20-month sub, a year and a half. You're balls deep in my channel. Luxury ball? I have no idea. And Ruckman, the hype train has begun. Seto, what's after repeat ball? I have no idea. I haven't been streaming long enough, I don't think, to really get deep into it. Okay, this is not a game we can win, but what if we did? That's what you don't expect. Dust balls are green. That makes sense. Okay, so we're going to go and get a Clefairy. I'm going to put the Mystery Garden down. Okay, so we attached there. We go Mystery Garden to draw 2. That is not what I needed right now. No, this is not the Donk deck. This is a Trust Your Pilot original. Okay, we got what we needed. This is great. We're knocking out the Zorua. The Hawk Zorua. Of course, we have a stupid Psyduck. You're 27 years. You've been here for 27 years because you're a real one. I mean, I guess the only good thing in this situation is that Lillie's Clefairy is weak to metal and not dark. So that's kind of cool, but I'm going to hit into a Zoroark and then not do enough to win. Right, because I'll do... Wait, so is the strat in this matchup to not fill up my bench? And Rockman, yes, just give me 1 second. How do I set that up? Hang on, I think I have the link saved. So yes, I can set up a discount, 35% off. Let's do it for the next 5 hours. Start a discount. Yes, start. All right. Oh, who the hell is playing Tool Scrapper in this day and age? Literally no one is playing Tool Scrapper, And if you refresh your page, you might see the discount on gifted subs. I'm not quite sure how it works. Literally no one in the history of the universe has ever used a Tool Scrapper before. Yeah, it's like they didn't want me giving a Clefairy a pearl necklace. Seto knows what I'm talking about, don't you, Seto? All right, well, I was going to knock out the Zorua, but if you're just going to give me your Monkey Dory, I'll take that all day. All right, so unfortunately, we are not going to win. But we are getting Rockman. So, yeah, let's just... I can't think right now because Rockman just gave me a bunch of money for not doing anything. And that's my favorite way of getting money in this world, is when people pay you to do nothing. So, Rockman, welcome Zomont, Choco Milk, Gatton Mazzarazzo, Johnny Was Taken, and Complacency. Thank you, Rockman. We got a level 3 hype train. We're going to lose this game, but... You know, what if we didn't? Oh, they're just handing it to me right now. If you put that Pecharunt down, that's just an easy... Why are they letting me win this game? Why are you letting me win? You're supposed to try to win this game. Like, we lost our Lily's Pearl, so we would have easily won. If we don't lose those 2 Lily's Pearl, this isn't even a close game whatsoever. But because they put down the Pecharunt, we doubly win the game now because I can knock that out. I can't one-shot a Zoroark. That's why I have the Froslass build of the deck, is because, you know, you need to soften up some dudes. You know, it's like Seto after he's given his Love Doll a Pearl Necklace. You get softened up after that. But, like, you can see my strategy with Clefairy, right? You load up the deck with Psychic types. You either heal with Moonlit Hill, or you Mystery Garden and Energy, and then you Wondrous Patch attached to Clefairy. And when you're around me, Seto, I'm always ready to go. Are we back in... remember back in, what, March and April, I said that Zoroark EX is a terrible deck because it fails to do the most basic things. And then, you know, Piper goes and does things with it. But, like, one Zoroark deck out of 5,000 doing something is not a good ratio to me. You know, it just goes to show that pro level players can take a bad deck and make it good. You know, that doesn't mean Zoroark is good. It means that a pro level player who tests all the matchups and knows how to win the matchups can make a bad deck good. It doesn't mean a bad deck becomes good. There's a difference. Okay, we're going to Boss's Hors d'oeuvres the Pecharunt. I think the Fez goes down. We're going to Wondrous Patch the Clefairy. I mean, maybe I shouldn't use the Night Stretcher in this situation. But I believe in the heart of the cards. And they can't actually knock out my Lily's Clefairy even if they get a Monkey Dory. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, that's really bad. And Seto, thank you for coming. I always like it when you come, especially when you give me money after doing so. Enjoy Riftbound, the lesser Runeterra card game. And Walking and Playing, you're saying Alakazam doesn't see tournament play? Just you wait. When Battle Cage comes out and Wondrous Patch is more, you know, universally adopted, unlike my son, who I wish I didn't adopt, then you're going to see Alakazam more. Because Battle Cage is literally the missing piece from it. Because Battle Cage stops Dusclops, Dusknoir, stops Dragapult, it stops Monkey Dory. That has been the issue. Like, obviously, they're just going to bump it, but, you know, as long as no one's playing Xerosic, you're fine. Now, how do I win this game without losing? Because I'm going to hit into the Zoroark. I mean, what's the strat? Hopefully they bench somebody who's not good, right? If they can bench like a Zorua or something, we might be okay. But the Turo is worrying me because our win con is going to have to be two-shotting things, or I just knocked out the Reshiram and then they don't have a backup attacker. Okay, another questionable decision, but it's actually not the worst idea if they can get Monkey Dory set up. And Vertram, it's because of Piper. Piper took it very far. Okay, let's go. I would attack with Psyduck for the fun of it, but that's not what we can do. All right, so I think we just bosses the Reshiram, and now they can't attack. And then I'm just going to win based on the fact that they suck, right? I win just because they suck? You know, imagine beating a deck because it can't attack. Like, who's like, oh man, I'm going to play Zoroark. Okay, what attacks does Zoroark have? None. That's the beauty of Zoroark, is that it doesn't have an attack. Wait, you play a deck that doesn't have an attack? Yeah, and I win sometimes. But you're about to lose to a Clefairy deck that has a terrible matchup against you. Yeah, but we didn't take a single prize until like 6 minutes in. And Walking Plane, don't you worry. Oh, that's hilarious. Don't you worry, Walking Plane. I have an Area 0 build. I'm just testing out all the builds, right? I have a Moonlit Hill build. I have this Mystery Garden build. I have an Area 0 build. I have the Froslass build that has the Moonlit Hill. I have all the builds. And it was never going to be a problem because I have Fezandipiti. Now, here's where things get a little sketchy, is I have to find the Prime Catcher. But if I find the Prime Catcher... Ace work? I would love to see some Ceruledge today. Give me all the Ceruledge. I have a Prime Catcher. So Prime Catcher is how we win. And there's an Iono. Well, we're not using that. Okay, so let's go get... I mean, I guess Cleffa is our break in case of emergency card. Yeah, I guess we put the Cleffa down because that's also a Prime Catcher target. And I think worst case scenario is I don't attack. Right? That seems like the correct call, is I just don't attack in this situation. Okay, I would like playable cards though. That'd be pretty sick. Okay, let's attach to the Clefairy. Really thought I was gonna get it there. Okay, let's pretend like we're Nickelback and just burn it to the ground tonight. So again, we don't want to attack in this situation. Attacking is bad. And then we play with our balls, get rid of Xatu, and I mean, I guess I don't... Well, I mean, we don't need Counter Catcher. For sure, we don't need Counter Catcher. When we have one prize left, we don't need Counter Catcher. Watch this be 2 supporters. Okay, those are actually good cards. Why would this be a good matchup against the Ceruledge? Because I can... okay, well, maybe it wouldn't be the best matchup against the Ceruledge. That's fine. Go for the Fez. You can't Iono me. You want me to genome hacking the Zoroark? All right, so we're just going to Night Stretch. There's no way we lose this game. The fact that they have to rely on somebody on the bench to copy... but it's because I can give up one prize. You know, we're just going to be trading back and forth, and then I'll just win because I'm goated like that. Okay, so we go get the Fez. That's more card draw. Thin everything out. Get rid of you. Get whoever, doesn't matter. And then if we somehow, after how many cards are we going to see this turn? We're going to see potentially 13 cards. Potentially 13. Oh my god, we're actually not going to get it. This is going to be insane. Okay, I think I go Super Rod, 1 energy in there because I'm not sure what we got. But we're going to see literally a bajillion cards this turn, and we're going to lose because I couldn't... We're still going to see 5 more cards. Okay, we can still maybe win if we get a Pearl. But again, this is PDCGL. You have to expect this. I go out of my way to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen, but this is still what happens all the time. Oh my, literally the last card. Again, you go out of your way to idiot-proof PDCGL, and then it still waits until, oh no, 4th card left in deck. That's the one card you need to win. There we go. Well, yeah, it was literally the last card that we drew. But again, this is PDCGL. I talk about this all the time. Why do I build my decks the way that I do? Why do I make the plays that I do that seem stupid and just completely nonsensical? It's because I also have to deal with PDCGL. It's not just my opponent beating me off. It's also the PDCGL dev. As long as I don't start Team Rocket's Mimikyu, we win this game. Oh, crap. And as long as we don't get item locked, I definitely win this game. Okay, so let's go. I mean, we're losing a Night Stretcher. Let's just go. We know we're not going to win this one. They're going to get everything they need. I'm going to get nothing that I need. It's going to go horribly. You know, they're going to get all the things. But that's not terrible. So remember, I'm hitting them for weakness, but not taking the knockout of the Bidoof seems all right. And I can bosses a Dracloak, which should be okay, right? I can bosses, maybe they'll overcommit to a Dracloak, like I overcommitted to my first wife when I married her without a prenup, and then she left me and she started playing the Digimon trading card game, and I couldn't stand by that. Of course, they just get the immediate jamming tower. Why wouldn't they get the immediate jamming tower bump? That would make too much sense if they didn't just immediately bump my stadium with the stadium that renders my deck just completely bad. And Raphael, if you sub to the channel, I see you got that Prime badge. You know, you help me out, I'll help you out. You're probably making a video about who's the best PDCGL player. Well, go and look back at the Trust Your Feet tournaments from 2022. Look who won the first 2 tournaments. This guy. Yeah, #1 player of 2022 in this game right here. Okay, if we just find our stadium, we will be fine, because they are out of jamming tower. So we're going to be totally fine, right? Everything will be great. We're going to win the game, and everyone's going to go home happy. But no, we've definitely lost because we couldn't find the stupid Psyduck. We started the stupid Mimikyu. Could have started anyone else and would have been fine. Well, actually, it wouldn't have been, but then my rant wouldn't have as much merit. Yeah, I think maybe if they evolve into a Dracloak, I bring up the other Dracloak. So the reason I would bring up the other Dracloak, the naked one, is because they can't just go for a Latias and retreat it, right? So that would be the ultimate strat, is I bring up the Dracloak. They can't Latias retreat it. The only way they'd be able to do anything, obviously, is if they get the Neo Upper. Based on the fact they got the stupid jamming tower, they're going to find the stupid Neo Upper just randomly off their 3 Dracloak, because that's what's going to happen. Because PDCGL is a butt face in disguise. You know, Transformers are robots in disguise. PDCGL is a butt face in disguise. Okay, so I think we stick with the plan. Remember what I always say. Keep your feet lotion. All right, so we go bosses hors d'oeuvres on the Dracloak. Painful memories. But remember what I always say. Even if it's bad, always have a plan. Because then you know what to change and adjust. So even though this plan is bad, we can win, even though PDCGL has decided that it's allergic to supporters now and they got their stupid jamming tower. But they're in a situation where if they put a Dragapult into play, they have to take a knockout of my Clefairy this turn. So obviously they can wait a turn and do nothing. And that's probably ideal. To be completely honest, just evolve into Dusclops, set up for the rest of the game, and then win. But if they can't do that, then we are goated in the sauce. If I can knock out the Dusclops somehow this turn, or the Duskull, then we 100% win. It's not even a question. We 100% win the game if that Duskull gets knocked out this turn. There's no way they go Air Balloon. Energy. Ah, crap. We lose. And Raphael, the deal still stands. You sub with Prime. Trust your pilot. I will leak all my secrets all over you. I will leak my secrets all over you, directly into your eyes. So they can knock out the Mimikyu. They could also counter catcher they could have an insane turn this turn, by the way. Because Dragapult always has it like that, and I, of course, have nothing like that. I think they're going to put 10 on Fez and 10 on Azelf, I guess, just to put it in Dragapult range. Oh, okay. Kind of weird. Right, because the Mimikyu is already in Dusclops range. I feel like you'd want to put the Azelf in Dragapult range. Like, I know it's whatever, but I think the Mimikyu was already in Dusclops range. And Jaw. And they got the Hilda. Well, that did not go according to plan, and they're taking a 5-minute turn, which is super fun. So they're going to go counter catcher the Fez. Of course, they get the stupid Neo Upper Energy. But if they go for the Fez, we're fine. If they go for the Clefairy, we're fine. So they kind of have to choose the best of a bad situation. And what I can do is I can use the Mimikyu to copy the Dragapult. Oh no. Oh no, this is going to be oh, they don't have the counter catcher. Okay, so they're going for a triple KO, which doesn't seem smart, right? They're going for the triple KO. They're going to knock out the Uxie, the Azelf, and the Mimikyu. Rookie Toes, thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. So I guess they got the Neo Opera and the Dragapult, but they didn't get the counter catcher, so they're just going to go for a triple KO. I don't need much to win this game. I need very little to win this game. Like, it's painful how little I need to win this game. We just don't overcommit. Because they don't have a Duskull. They can't take a big K. Okay, so I think we're fine, right? We're totally fine. There's a goated Legacy Energy. I think we just keep 2 prizers on the board. You go there. We go play with our balls, as always. Well, that's not good. Because I don't think we're taking the knockout yet, are we? So we're doing 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. Hang on. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. Okay, so we are taking the knockout. I don't need that. Let's go Air Balloon on you. Oh, this is tough. Do I play with my balls here? No, we can't play with our balls yet. Well, now we're in a really strange position. Now we're in a real rough position. Okay, so I think we go Ultra Ball away the Cleffa and the Iono. Get the Xatu, because again, we can't have a weak dude on the bench. That is a game-losing scenario if we have someone weak on the bench, because then they can just, you know, gust up the Mew or the Clefairy and then ping someone with 60 hit points. All right, Wondrous Patch the Clefairy. I think that's GG. And we just play with our balls. Go get nothing. Mew, if we can... Maybe? Ooh, I think that's good. I think that's really good. So then we get an energy in the discard pile. We don't get any energy with the Earthen Vessel, though. That's very, very important, is we get nothing with the Earthen Vessel. Because all we need to do to win the game is just attach an energy to the Clefairy and then get like 1 bench Pokemon. So we have game in hand. Assuming they evolve into a Dragapult, which is kind of what they need to do. And Jossie, I'm a real fart smeller. You don't believe me when I say it, but I'm a real fart smeller. Of course, Jamming Tower ruins everything. And this is why Dragapult's not stressing too much about Battle Cage, is because, oh, I just play Jamming Tower and you're never going to find your Battle Cages. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm playing 2 or 3 Mystery Garden in this deck and I can never find it, but you just rip your Jamming Tower. You just rip your jammies. Yeah, if you play with Jamming Tower, you're a baby, because babies wear pajamas. And Jammy Tower, I'm just trying to insult people. I hate Dragapult players. Hey, if you play with your deck, make sure it's sleeved up, okay? So I don't think there's anything they can do to make me lose this game now. Because they weren't able to set up another Dusknoir, there's no shot we lose. 0% chance we lose this game. Guaranteed. If I lose this game, I will gift everyone who's not subbed a sub. Okay, I thought something crazy was going to happen there, because obviously I'm bluffing because I don't have any money. Because I spend it all on foot lotion and feet pics of Seto. Seto's feet pics are not cheap. Okay, so we have game. They could do nothing. You take 0. Oh, you're gonna take 1 prize. Okay. And then we just win. It's that simple. How do you beat Dragapult? You just do. You just be good. How do you beat Dragapult? Be awesome. That seems like a winning strategy. It works for me. If it doesn't work for you, that sounds like a skill issue. And don't look at the fact that this is a, Azelf UC deck. We're pretending like UC made a difference, but I was gonna save the Clefairy deck for the release of Battle Cage on Phantasmal Flames on Thursday, because it makes Clefairy better. Like, I know you'd lose Mystery Garden, you'd lose Moonlit Hill, you'd lose Area 0. But one of the big weaknesses of this deck is that your bench isn't protected. And my Clefairy is a Dragapult. My God, the dev does not know what they're doing. So Battle Cage is going to be very important, just protecting your bench against damage counters from attacks and abilities. So that protects against Monkey Dory, that protects against Dragapult, Dusclops, Dusknoir, Froslass. The Clefairy with Dragapult's little tiny foot poking out is hilarious. Do you see that? Do you see that when the hollow appears? So it looks Clefairy top, Dragapult bottom. This is such a well-made game.